Hi everyone, my name is Minji Chen. I'm assistant professor of electrical engineering at Princeton University. Today, it's my pleasure to talk a little bit about the academic perspective on OCP Symposium, and particularly about how do we inspire the next generation engineers to contribute to OCP. I did the Princeton Powertronics Research Lab. We work on high performance miniaturized powertronics for emerging applications with a focus on design methods, control and modeling, and practical applications. Here you can see a few prototypes that my student built for a wide range of applications, ranging from low power biomedical devices to data center power delivery architecture and to high power grid interface powertronics. About data center energy challenge. We know data center consumes a massive amount of energy. Right now in the United States, data center consumes about 90 billion kilowatt hours of electricity per year, and this amount of energy is comparable to the energy that was consumed by the entire airline industry in the United States. I often show this brand image in my classes to inspire students' interest in powertronics and data center. We know human brain consumes up to 20% of our body energy, and in 10 years or 20 years, we can see that data center or data infrastructure and telecommunication equipments may contribute up to 20% of the societal energy consumption. It's extremely important for us to think about new technologies to reduce energy consumption in data centers and computing infrastructure. I also often show this image to compare our brain and the data center. Human brain comprises billions of neurons. They are functioning together, performing sophisticated tasks. And data centers comprises millions of computers and servers with high-speed data links. And they are also performing extremely sophisticated tasks. So what I always talk to my students is that we're engineering the brain of the human society. Both systems are ultra sophisticated, are extremely important, they're highly interdisciplinary, and has long-term impact. And that's the information that we want to send to the students, and that's the information that OCP wants to send to the public. About engaging with OCP, I want to use my own experience as an example. As a researcher, we often go to conferences in our own community, and as Powertronics, we often go to Applied Powertronics Conference, which is a flagship conference in our area. And that's sort of our comfort zone. We often see companies like Texas Instruments, Infineon, GE, Siemens, Tesla. All of these are hardcore powertronics companies. We know what they are thinking about, and they know what we are thinking about. And starting about 2 years ago, I started to participate at OCP, and I realized that there are a lot of opportunities that are open to us as powertronics researchers. I have built connections with engineers at Facebook, at Microsoft, at Ampere, at Inspire, at Samsung, at LinkedIn. All of these opportunities I've never imagined before, and I find OCP as an extremely exciting conferences because it's industry-driven with real market needs. We don't need to ask why we are doing research on this topic because simply these topics are needed by the industry. And we can find a lot of interest and value for scale-up topics. How do we scale the research going on in the university up to a level which can really have a societal impact? And finally, OCP are always looking for holistic integration and multidisciplinary collaborations. You can meet researchers in many different research areas and come up with new ideas that you have never imagined before. Again, I'll use Powertronics as an example. In Powertronics, we are interested in how do we deliver power from high voltage AC grid to low voltage CPUs. And right now, the efficiency is extremely low. It's only about 60% or 70% if we count the energy efficiency from the grid to low voltage chips. And in order to improve efficiency, we need innovations from grid interface powertronics. We need building level power management. We need rack level power management. We need motherboard level power management. We need on-chip power management. We have to talk about powertronics and signal integrity. We're interested in UPS and energy storage and batteries. We should collaborate with thermal engineers. We should look at cooling, new cooling technologies, packaging and EMI, reliability, scalability. So just within one simple research area, you can find a lot of research opportunities. What's more exciting is that if we look at the engineering school in a university, you can find many departments: electrical engineering, computer science, software engineering, mechanical engineering, operation research, economics, optical engineering, management science, math, physics, material science, quantum engineering. If you look at each of these single area, we can always find connections between future computing, data center infrastructure, and all of these research areas. And I'm sure we can bring a lot of researchers into our community and then innovate together. So why does academia need OCP? First of all, I think OCP can provide a lot of ideas for application-driven innovations to academia. Well, from researchers, we're used to innovate from fundamentals. We look at new materials, new algorithms, new math, and think about how do we bring it to data centers, or how do we bring it to future computing. Well, we can also think reversely, what kind of application? We can start from application, and what kind of innovations were needed from a fundamental level to enable all of those new applications. OCP also bring a lot of these scale-up ideas to academia, because as researchers, we're usually designing one chip, we're usually working on one algorithm, we're usually designing one server. But at OCP, we can nicely talk about how do we make sure thousands of servers are working nicely together. We can ask questions, how do we connect many of CPUs and make sure we can design sophisticated artificial intelligence algorithms. So OCP is a great venue for us to ask questions that were not traditionally included in an academia discussion. And we are also see a lot of opportunities for multidisciplinary collaboration. We can ask companies or industry for technology to market advices. And what I see as one of the most important thing for academia to attending OCP is to motivate students. Because at OCP, students can really see what's needed in an industry, what kind of skill sets they should pick up to better prepare them for future jobs. On the other hand, OCP needs academia, because companies at OCP are usually looking at projects or ideas that can bring real impact within 2 or 3 years, but researchers are usually thinking about problems that are 5 years or 10 years further away. I think as a good engineer and as a good researcher, you need to know both. And encouraging more academia or more researchers to come to OCP can really bring these fundamental principles of flavor to OCP. And also we can train the next generation engineers. OCP needs new energy. OCP needs new people and new students. And engaging more academia coming to OCP can make sure OCP is a sustainable community, and we can continue to innovate and adapt to the new technology frontiers. And also, well, my friends at industry, when they make technology decisions, they are always constrained by technical bias, because all companies has their own patents ecosystem. All companies has their own stakeholders. So bringing your academia into OCP can really bring these unbiased options and make sure that we make correct or appropriate, most effective decisions as a community. And what I find also as very important for academia university collaboration is that for some of the high risk, high reward projects, it probably doesn't fit for a company to perform this, to take the risk of doing research in this project, because it usually costs money, and that's not the interest of a company. But maybe these ideas could fit particularly well for a student to pick it up as a PhD thesis. And finally, as a university, as an educator in university, we care about public impact. We want to engage people who never thought about data center, who know nothing about future computing, bring them into the community and know what's going on at OCP, and then encouraging or including more academia at OCP can really make this happen and make sure more people know about what we're doing, and then potentially encourage them to contribute and engage. In terms of what we can do, I can see a lot of activities that researchers and academic communities can work together with OCP. We can jointly publish papers, or we can always, and we can also initiate journals together with professional communities such as IEEE, ACM, ASME, OSA. We can launch research collaborations. It could be open source foundation. It could be company in the industry sponsored university research, and it could be challenging technology competitions. Google and Facebook and many other companies have launched very aggressive technical goals. And these are probably not a particularly good fit for a project to do within a company, but it's great opportunity for students to push for the limit. And finally, education. Right now we're doing these virtual conferences, and I'm sure this virtual open computer project summit will be successful. And I can imagine in the future we can have monthly or weekly seminars, invited seminars from top engineers in the industry, and create opportunities for students to engage virtually with companies in a sort of like day-to-day basis. So that's pretty much all what I want to say. I want to say that the spirit of OCP is that we are stronger together. It can open a lot of opportunities if we encourage more academia to come to OCP and showcase the results. And also OCP should reach out to all the universities and make sure that more people knows what we're doing, and to boost the impact of OCP as a community. So with this, I want to conclude my presentation. Thank you for your attention, and I'm open to questions.
Hello, everyone. I don't know if I'm online, but thanks for listening to my talk. I'm here to answer any questions you may have. As I said, I think there are a lot of opportunities for us to encourage, boost OCP's impact in academia, at least in our department or in our community. I think not a lot of people know about OCP, and not a lot of students know that there are great efforts and exciting opportunities at OCP. And I hope in the future we can have encourage more students to come, encourage more faculties, to reach out to companies and launch collaborations. I can see a lot of exciting opportunities coming forward. I saw a question. I don't know if I'm online. I'm probably online. Yeah, okay. So I'm online. I saw a question about guest lectures in universities. I think at least in our university, every week or every other week, there are invited talks. Right now, there are not many are kind of like coming up to the name of OCP. I think that's one opportunity if OCP can sponsor some of these traveling costs, and that will greatly improve our impact, increase our impact. And the other thing we can do is we can do everything virtual. Like I think it's not that complicated to come like maintain a weekly or monthly seminars, and companies with new technologies coming up can actually we can spread awards, and we can distribute emails around the community to students and faculty in universities. These are all possible opportunities in the future. Yeah, that's very interesting. Open source projects in universities. Yeah, I think one thing that is very has a high impact for the machine learning community is that they have the open source database and encourage students to compete and then show their results, improve the algorithms, share the codes. I can also see opportunities here, like maybe Facebook or Google can launch a challenge for the students, and then students can compete and open source and contribute. I do see those as very interesting ideas that all of us can work together to make it happen. When we tell students that we are engineering the brain of the future human society, like students got really excited. They just need a few questions and challenges to address, and I think that's the way how we attract more, inspire more students, and attract more talented students into our community. Okay, I think we're running out of time, and I'm happy to stay engaged. And if you have any question, you can send me an email, and we can set up virtual chats together. Thanks, everyone.